أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين والذين إذا فعلوا فاحشة أو ظلموا أنفسهم ذكروا الله فاستغفروا لذنوبهم ومن يغفر الذنوب إلا الله ولم يصروا على ما فعلوا وهم يعلمون أولئك جزاؤهم مغفرة من ربهم وجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ونعم أجر العاملين. صدق الله العظيم. 133 of Surah Al Imran. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ, and hasten to attain the forgiveness of your Lord of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sari'u, musara'ah means to compete in this hastening. It doesn't merely mean to just hasten, to run towards something, rather competing in that hastening. This was the mizaj, as we say in Urdu, of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. That this was the common practice among Sahaba radiallahu anhum. And just as nowadays, and even before, people compete and they vie as far as things of the world are concerned, whether it be in making more money, whether it be in attaining higher education, whether it be in earning degrees, which is all fine, which is all okay in its own place. But the ultimate objective of the Sahaba anhum and what they focused upon was what? Musara'ah, and competing and hastening in this competition as far as doing good. And the famous waqi'ah incident of Tabuk that we read again and again, that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu brought his entire wealth, Umar radiallahu anhu brought half of his wealth. So this was all what? This was competition amongst Sahaba. The how can I compete? This is healthy competition, good competition. The how can I go further and further? Once in the hadith of Rasulullah that some of the poorer Sahaba, those Sahaba who didn't have too much money, they came to Rasulullah and they complained that, Ya Rasulullah, that those Sahaba who are very wealthy, they have gone forward. That look, we perform Salah and they perform Salah, we fast, they fast, but they have something that we cannot do, is that they spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't have money that we cannot spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they're winning, right? They're already competing. They are winning in this competition. So let's stop here and think about this. And the Sahaba actually came to complain about what? That we cannot spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? They're not saying that why do we have to spend? Or they didn't say that no problem, we don't have it, we won't spend, right? That, alhamdulillah, one more burden off of us. No, rather they said that look, this is one avenue of khair, one avenue of good, one more means of attaining thawab, one more means of going forward in ranks, one more level in Jannah. As it comes in a hadith that at the Day of Judgment, for each subhanallah, each small amal, there will be a difference in ranks in Jannah. For each small thing a person does, there will be different ranks and higher and higher person class. So because Sahaba really took this to heart, they really took this to heart, that it would be very unfortunate that in this world, because I was oblivious, because I wasted my time, I missed that one subhanallah, I missed that one possibility of earning another tree in Jannah, another reward in Jannah, another good enjoyment that I could have had in Jannah. Why? Because of the short-lived things in this world. So the Sahaba anhum, they came, the poor Sahaba, they came and they complained to Rasulullah that look, this is the situation. So Rasulullah said that look, I will tell you of an amal that no one can surpass you unless it did. So they asked, what is this amal? So Rasulullah gave what we know as the tasbih belt. In different narrations, there are different waqi'at over here that Rasulullah told them to say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. And so the Sahaba, they went and they practiced upon this. After some days, the same Sahaba, they came back. Ya Rasulullah, the wealthy Sahaba found out about this. We tried to keep it a secret, but they found out. Now what do we do? So Rasulullah said that this is, we cannot monopolize a'mal. We cannot keep this back, that we won't tell anyone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to those that He will. But in other hadith, we learn from the other hadith that Rasulullah said that those that are poor, they have lesser in this world, then they will be further in Jannah. Why? Because they went through difficulties that the others did not go through. So these are different means which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, based on ikhlas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives others. The idea over here, the lesson being what? Musara. That how do we have a healthy competition? That each person wants to do more than the other. وَسَادِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ, towards the maghfirah and the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and towards a paradise, a garden, عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ, that the vastness of it is the skies and the earth. Now, it doesn't have to mean the exact skies and earth that we know. Idea being that it's very vast. When we say in this world, when we speak to one, that it's as large as the sky or as broad as the sky, meaning it's something that you cannot think about. وَعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, this has been prepared only for those that have the taqwa and consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who are the muttaqeen? Some of their sifat, their qualities, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ, those that spend فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ, in prosperity and in adversity. If a person has $1 million, to spend 1,000, 2,000 is not difficult. And that's also rewarding. That also takes generosity, and for that person will also be rewarded. But when a person has very little, and then they're giving, they're in difficulty, and they're thinking, I have this, and this to do. Despite that, they give sadaqah. So this shows this person has yaqeen that truly sadaqah brings barakah. That truly sadaqah will bring more to a person. So that those that spend in sarra, in prosperity, times of ease, times of goodness, wad-darra, at times of difficulty, adversity. So when a person is in times of financial difficulty even, then one shouldn't say that, okay, now I'm going to stop all of my sadaqat and khairat. Rather, to that amount, maybe you can lessen the quantity, but you should keep that amal going. Because our aqidah is what? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repels difficulties through these type of sadaqat. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ, those that suppress their rage, that they get angry. It's not that, as a human being, it's a human trait. If someone does something to you, obviously as a human you will react to it. As human beings, we cannot take this out of ourselves. This is something natural. All of the things in Sharia, when we say a person has to control his nafs, etc., the Sharia is not saying that you can get rid of your nafs. That's not possible. Someone says, from tomorrow I will not be inclined towards anything. That means there's something wrong with you. If you're a human being, if you're a person, then these things will come with you. It's famously attributed to Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, that if someone if someone is slapped and they do not get angry, then there's no difference between him and a donkey. A donkey do that, he won't reply. He has no emotion. But a human being, obviously. But what we are commanded to do, what a person is supposed to do and has the ability of doing, is suppressing that, is controlling that, and to channel that in the right direction. So to get rid of anger completely out of one's system in every situation, that's not possible, because it comes as a human being. A person will get angry, a person will not like certain situations which come up. The idea is, how do you react at that time? Did the person lose it? Did you blow up on others? Or is a person, as I was saying, كَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. Kaldim means what? That you are able to suppress it. You can close it. It's not that they don't have any ghayb, they don't have any anger. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, those that overlook others. People will do things you don't like. So what do? You overlook. You may not like it. You won't like everything that everyone does. But when a person does something to you which you do not like, how do they retaliate? How do they react to this? That they forgive. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those that do ihsan and goodness. Another quality of theirs, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً, if they do anything which is obscene, which is incorrect, أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُم, or they oppress themselves, by disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ, immediately they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sin is something inevitable. If a person is a human, then you sin, then you make mistakes. But what are we supposed to do in that situation? ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ, they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they say that, Ya Allah, we made a sin. They don't try to justify it. What we're doing, this is the problem, and we're living here in this world and this and that, then a person gets mahroom from asking for forgiveness. Once you start giving excuses and then you normalize it for yourself, then there's no chance and tawfiq of seeking forgiveness. فاستغفروا لذنوبهم ومن يغفر الذنوب إلا الله, who can forgive sins except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And finally, وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ, they don't persist upon what they do. They don't persist upon what they do. Persistence, yani with this intention, a person says, no, I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue it. So the condition of tawbah and repenting is what? A person says that I've made a mistake. In the future, I will not do this. Ya Allah, forgive me. Then after that person does it, no problem. Again, they do it. And this happens 3 times or 4 times. It happens a million times, no problem. But if a person says, no, I'm going to continue doing it, then firstly, a person will not even be given the tawfiq of doing tawbah like this. وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ, and they know this. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the understanding of the Quran al-Kareem and allows us to bring these qualities into our life.